The arms procured by this terrorist organization are mobilized, are transported by the vehicles, by various vans belonging to the military and the police. To shock you, I know you will be surprised, but it suffices to say that the level of arms that are used by these terrorists who go in the guise of caturieras, occupying all the forests, the nooks and crannies of the southern Nigerian forest, where they make their safe haven for their kidnapping and terror activities. They operate from these forests and they use the instrument of government to give cover, especially the military, to these people. Before we continue with this update, I want to ask, have you subscribed to this channel? Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly go to the subscription and click on the subscription. Then you will see the notification button with a bell symbol. Bell, bagam bagam bell. Click on that bell, you will be getting our updates subsequently. In case you have not clicked on the like button, please click on the like button so that many other viewers will come to follow you, enjoy these updates, and importantly, share this video, share this video, share this video, share it, let it go very viral. Thank you, and remain blessed. Akpan Asupo, we move. Is the one where the president and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigerian states came out open to throw his support behind the Fulani terrorist organization. In his statement, the president of the federal government of Nigeria, that the Fulani terrorists, the Miyetti Allah, are special stakeholders. I greet you all, fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. I greet you all, my listeners, my viewers. I am very grateful to all of you who have, in one way or the other, shown up, turned up, sympathized with the oppressed people all over the world, especially with Biafrans. I appreciate you, those of you Biafrans who have contributed your quota with service, with your effort, and with your resources across different times, and those who are still doing so now. My biggest regard. Maximum respect to you, Ohamadike Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Oku. You deserve every respect that will come to you because you are uncommon human. You are an uncommon human. You are a unique person. You are a real species. Your son, your disciple, most trusted and the capable, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the PM Biafran Republic Government in Exile. All my viewers, Akpan Asupo is still here with you from Biafran Radical Freedom TV. Today we want to look into the extent Nigerian state have gone in sponsoring terror, sponsoring terrorism, and funding jihad. A lot of you have seen it as a blackmail, as propaganda, and unverified accusations and unnecessary finger pointing from Biafran people or agitators or enemies of Nigerian state. But you are wrong. We want to give you from a verifiable source, and that which also comes from Nigerian print media, mainstream media, and from social media platforms. We don't want to make too much use of that from social media. Rather, we want to use from the mainstream media so that you get to understand the extent. Some of these could be information that are always out there for you to assess, but due to the sentiment that you have allowed to becloud your sense of reasoning, Nigerian state have been reputed over a long period of time now for sponsoring terror. A lot of Nigerians in diaspora have been wondering why they are treated with utter disdain. They've been treated with some seeming glows of filthiness, of derogation, letting down. They have been treated like downtrodden outcasts. They have been treated, people, different nationalities, cast aspersion at them, treat them like criminals. And sometimes these Nigerians go to hate some people who treat them this way because they think they are treated unfairly. But I want to correct that impression this evening. There is no people in this world who want to bring in citizens that has a comma that has a stigma, a comma in their image, their reputation, their overall reputation. How do I mean? A lot of Nigerian people in diaspora, they have been treated like outcasts in the recent years. The Nigerian passport have been made to be below than every other African state. People who hold this passport are denied good paying jobs when they are even more qualified than other nationalities, other people from other nationalities. Nigerian citizens have been humiliated in different international airports all over the world. Even among African states, Nigerian people have been treated with disdain. Why? Because they are coming from a state that have been proven to be a terrorist state. That is why even when other countries of the world help to investigate Nigerian Alhajis who are known, reputed for funding terrorists, Nigerian government shelter them. That was why you will see a celebrity Yahoo, human trafficker, drug baron, police officer, and even other countries of the world will demand for them to appear for having aided terror, having aided crime, having aided different crime in the past, including money laundering, including cyber crimes, including tagging innocent citizens of crime, hiding hard drugs within their premises and sending men to go and apprehend and accuse them of being in charge or being responsible for the keeping of those hard substances in their premises. Sometimes the officer, the celebrated criminal police officer, will give or throw gun inside the bedroom of a person in target, because they work with terrorists. They work with political terrorists who you call political elites. That is why Nigerian state will protect such a devilish, dubious character and celebrate such a person. On the reverse, an innocent or innocent people who call for what is a constitutional right, what is a civil right, freedom of their people, they have been tagged terrorists. Although to the disappointment of the Nigerian state, other nations of the world refuse to acknowledge that stigmatizing image given to those of the freedom fighters wherein I belong. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a case study. Why are you in diaspora treated like a shit? It is because you are coming from a country that is verified as a terrorist state. In 2021, 2022, United States of America conducted a research. See it here. United States of America conducted a research, and lo, behold, Nigerian government have a number of persons who hail from Nigeria that are found wanting in sponsoring of terror. Ibrahim Isa, Ibrahim Ali Al-Hassan, and Suragu Abubakar Ahmed. In pursuant to Executive Order EO 13224 as amended, which targets terrorist leaders and officials of terrorist groups and those providing support to terrorists or who give assistance to terrorist groups and those providing support to terrorists or acts of terrorism. The United States Department of State designated Boko Haram as a foreign terrorist organization and a specially designated global terrorist on November 14, 2013. Boko Haram network in the United States of America was also uncovered. The UAE Federal Court of Appeal in Abu Dhabi convicted Abdulrahman Adu Musa, Salihu Yusuf Adamu, Bashir Ali Yusuf, Mohammed Ibrahim Isa, Ibrahim Ali Al-Hassan, and Suraju Abubakar Mohammed for transferring over $782,000 from Dubai to Boko Haram in Nigeria. Salim Yusuf Adamu and the rest. United Arab Emirates, in their good mind, in their goodwill power, contacted Nigerian government under Muhammadu Buhari to, gather these people, to arrest these people, to prosecute these people. Lo and behold, instead of doing that, these people were celebrated, giving cover. They were given cover, celebrated, treated like royal figures in the Nigerian state. Boko Haram network in the UAE, the United Federal Court of Appeal in Abu Dhabi, tried to be very, very specific in pointing out these 6 Nigerian terrorist sponsors amongst others that they have not discovered, and currently among the other who made up the 32 verified terrorist sponsors. Expected Nigerian government to execute these people until today. Instead of executing them, they have been provided more funds for. These people have been allowed to organize Boko Haram and the other ones they called Miyetti Allah. They sponsor them, help them to scatter along southern Nigeria and middle belt. They arm them, procure more sophisticated weaponry to give them to organize kidnapping activities from where they generate more and more money through this kidnapping activity and the ransom that accompanies it. These people procure more and more sophisticated arms, do more kidnappings, and the terrorist organization beyond Boko Haram, now Miyetti Allah, have grown more wings from the process of this sponsorship, the aiding from the political elites who are their real backbone, with whom it was very impossible for the Nigerian government to summon or even prosecute those listed 6 people who work directly with them, the political actors, in advancing the terrorism to another dimension. To shock you, I know you will be surprised, but it suffices to say that the level of arms that are used by these terrorists, who go in the guise of cattle rearers, occupying all the forests, the nooks and crannies of the southern Nigerian forests, where they make their safe haven for their kidnapping and terror activities. They operate from these forests and they use the instrument of government to give cover, especially the military, to these people. That is why everywhere you hear these kidnapping activities of the Fulani terrorists in the southern Nigeria, especially the southeast, there is always a military checkpoint around there. People have raised alarm. The very stone that broke the camel back is the one where the president and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigerian states came out open to throw his support behind the Fulani terrorist organization. In his statement, the president of the federal government of Nigeria, that the Fulani terrorists, the Miyetti Allah, are special stakeholders in Nigerian states, and they must be respected as such. And according to him, Muhammad Buhari, these special people must be respected by every community in Nigeria, thereby giving them more power to operate, wreak havoc, cause pain, make families lose their father, make families lose their husband, make families lose their mother, make family go childless, as more and more they keep wreaking havoc. Since that open support by the Nigerian states, the Miyetti Allah have continued to grow from strength to strength, have continued to unleash from percentage of terror to a greater percentage of terror as the day passes by. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria made it point blank open that the Fulani cattle rearers, the terrorists who bear cattle rearers, must be respected, must be treated as the special stakeholders which they are. That was why the Miyetti Allah made a demand of 160 billion naira and the government of Nigeria under Muhammadu Buhari admitted to give 100 billion naira. That was the same period where teachers, where government workers were going on strike. They were going on civil disobedience, protesting hunger, lack, because they were not paid their monthly allowances and salaries as at went through. Sometimes they were owed for several months, but there is enough money to give to the Miyetti Allah terrorist organization so as to help them keep on procuring more sophisticated arms to unleash more and more mayhem. The people that makes up the contraption called Nigeria today are busy there helplessly gazing out, moping a situation that they can join their voices for once and for all and protest until the result they desire. They protest not by going to the street just like that, protest in all other ways possible and make sure their voices are heard. Unfortunately, the Nigerian state never reneges. As I was pointing out the one that broke the camel's back, I want to still tell you here, right here and now, that most times the arms procured by this terrorist organization are mobilized, are transported by the vehicles, by Helios vans belonging to the military and the police. That is why we must all be at alert. We must all be at alert. That you are keeping quiet today thinking that you are free does not guarantee your safety. Just a couple of weeks ago, Oluwalemba, the illegitimate governor in Enugu State, approved Ruga, the same Ruga that was, turned down by almost all southeastern politicians, southwest politicians, turned down by even Middle Belt, because they wanted to have a common ground to disagree with the intimidation from the Fulani headers. Fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, I want you to listen or watch this short clip,
especially as it concerns security. You must have an enabling environment in order to do anything. So you cannot take someone that is virtually senile and another person that has been associated on several occasions with funding terrorism. That is Kashim Shettima. Kashim Shettima, we should not forget Kabiru Sokoto. Kabiru Sokoto was one of the most wanted terrorists, and he was found and arrested in his house. Let us understand and let us not forget, this terrorism, this banditry, this carnage is not just happening by mistake. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. A multi-billion dollar industry because it takes a lot of money on defense budget. It has a lot to do with the sale of drugs. It has a lot to do with mining and illegal bunkering and illegal and illicit mining. And look at the areas that are generally affected by this. Take the Northeast, for instance. In the Northeast, you have the blue diamond. That is a strategic mineral. You have oil at the Chad Basin that is being explored right now, but illegally. You have Zamfara. If you go to Zamfara, Zamfara has more gold than Ghana. Zamfara's gold is being traded in Dubai and other parts of the country. There is a market called Nigerian gold in Dubai. Go and check. So who is doing this mining? Most times they are the governors, the people in power. They are the ones doing it in connivance. In connivance with foreign mercenaries. Can you remember? Have we forgotten when they said there is a no-fly zone in Zamfara? Why should there be a no-fly zone? There isn't even an airport in Zamfara, but aircrafts land and they take off from Zamfara. And let me tell you something else. In Zamfara, every container that comes from China ends up in Zamfara. You know why? Because in Zamfara, the soil in Zamfara has all the strategic minerals that you can think of. So when the containers come in from China, they land they end in Zamfara, and a bag of Zamfara soil is today sold at 5,000. So they need to displace the people to allow them to continue with their mining. I mean, it's multifaceted. And these are people that one has been severally accused of harboring terrorists, even recently. And why? Let us ask, why should Shatima be visiting, along with his governor, be visiting and making a solidarity with a police officer that was being tried for drug trafficking? Why? So you begin to put these things together and you begin to understand why Nigerians must retrieve their country. We can't allow this thing to happen.
The Igwe, the kings, some of the king in the Enugu communities are aligning with the governor because of hunger to give out these portions of land to the Fulani people, to the terrorist Miyetti Allah for Ruga use. Why? Because he, Oluwalemba, cannot make any political headway without being a tutelar, without being a stooge to the caliphate. The caliphates, who are real kingmakers in the Nigerian state, that in the equation of power brokering in Nigerian state, that ordinarily he, Oluwalemba, and his kinsmen, they don't have any right, they don't have any say. And this is the situation they want us to continue to live in and patch up. Is that going to work? No. Now, you see this Oluwalemba, this is just after 1 month ago that the Yoruba political elites had to sign in order to allow food security and overall security. They had to sign and bow to the Fulani Janjaweed. As unfortunate as the situation is, no headway, unless for an absolute breaking down of that country, breaking down, dissolving, and raising up new states, new countries. If you are very free-minded, you will understand that the Yoruba people have been coerced into submission. The Igbo people, the process is ongoing. The Middle Belt, they already finished with the Middle Belt. And today, somebody is making excuses, protecting the Fulani. Your eyes must be very wide open to understand the things of the spirit. The government of Nigeria is still, not shamelessly still, funding terror. Shamelessly. How do you explain that a government is calling a terrorist organization, giving them such a stupendous amount of money from the taxpayers' money, without consultation to the taxpayers. And some people are still defending such gravity of evil. For those of you who are yet to come to terms with this revelation, what are you waiting for to come to terms with this revelation? Those of you who are still doubting, who are still being skeptical about accepting this information, this update, this development about the Fulani Katureras, at least check the comments from the leadership of the Fulani Katureras. Who is the head, the grandchild of Ottoman Danfodio? Have you ever come to ask why this coincidence? The Fulani terrorist group called Katureras, the kind of audacity, the kind of courage they use in addressing all the terror they are carrying out, they own it all. They went as far as claiming that Jonathan administration promised them something and didn't keep to it. That's why today they are unleashing terror. They are involved in crime of all kinds. That Jonathan government promised them something, giving them, colony or ranches, and disappointed them. I want to ask you that are buying that their shit idea. So because Igbo men now are doing business in the north, they should write the president the amount of money to support them with. How does that reflect cost? How does that reflect in modern practice? That somebody who is doing his business that he make a lot of income from should call on federal government to do expenses from her own pocket on his behalf. That is the situation that we find ourselves in. That the Igbo man in the not doing business have to pay for every damn thing that he uses. Every damn thing, he pay for it. But those ones who own the country, they are using gun to submit everybody, to coerce everybody into accepting whatever appeal or demand they make. Is that not terrible? Isn't that terrible enough? It's very terrible. It's horrible. It is, each time you see them, see the temerity, if you see the guts of somebody who has committed a crime that is, can be tagged real criminal offenses. But do you believe that at different time that the federal government of Nigeria denied giving 100 billion to these people? They denied ever proposing any such thing. But unfortunately to them, we have the real information. What happened? What happened? The situation at hand. These people gather a lot of courage. With impunity they act, they tell you they are the ones ravaging the communities with terror. They tell you that and they can do nothing. It's what they tell you to. That was why you saw hundreds of Hilux vans in Zamfara. They told you they have come to give security to the community people. They have come to give security to the people of Zamfara. And any other person, any other tribe, we are not talking of not Hezbollah, talking about what is the security name in the north, always destroying drains. There was the mother of embarrassment. It was the mother of national embarrassment. They had the courage to take to the streets with enough arms, with vans ranging over 800. That is the height of it. In the broad daylight, they came out. Remember that Niger State communities have been on steady ransack, and most of the Christian people there have been submitted to against their will, another religion. That is why you see the government, due to the large amount of resources in the hands of these terrorists, see what they have been able to procure. You see thousands of military trucks loaded with enough equipment. That is what they are bringing in. Fellow Biafrans, we going to sit down and watch all of us, but the enemy keep thriving. We must continue. Look at, you need to watch for like a few minutes, watch this particular development in support of this ongoing program we're doing here now. Watch here and for yourself, judge. These are trucks. This is the agitation. They need more 60 billion. They have been offered 100 billion. And other people who ask for their own rights are clamped down on. The attacked terrorists, the actual terrorists are protected, coming out open to tell the state of Nigeria that they are the ones that can give security. The military and the paramilitary of Nigerian sector cannot give security. It is them that will give community security, and they will replicate it across the whole of Nigerian state. That's not a mockery of a nation. Of course, the nation already mocked itself. Yes. Thank you, fellow Biafrans, and that is the most we can do for now. We might continue later on this topic. As you respond, we will be very grateful. Please respond. Please share this video so that others will know that we are active. We are doing it. We are super active, live and direct. We are doing it. We are digging it out and giving it out. That they want to, run us like slaves, but we have refused to submit to that because we are great people. Thank you, and remain blessed. Please share this video, like this video, subscribe to this channel, drop your comments. Until we see you next time. Respect to you, PM, Biafra Republic Government in Exile, our supreme leader. God is with you.